Hi guys, how are you doing? And welcome back to my channel. As usual, I am always excited to have you here. So guys, today I am doing one of those videos that I do on TB awareness. If you're new here, I am TB survivor and champion. I survived TB like 2 years ago, and I use this platform to create awareness about TB and to reduce or to end TB stigma, especially among the young people. So guys, today I happened to have the chance to attend a meeting by World Health Organization. It was on public private mixed engagement. Basically that means that those that are infected with TB, should be free to choose whether they want to access their services and treatments from private hospitals or from the public sector. You should be free to do that. So guys, in this meeting, in my speech, I started by giving my experience, my experience with TB, the symptoms that I had, the stigma that I experienced. And when I was talking about it, it was actually like I relived it all over again. And that is why I decided to do this short video just to create more awareness around it, because when I was talking about stigma and when I was talking about being afraid of being shunned and not being able to talk about it, especially to my friends, I really felt it. I really felt so bad about it, and I imagined everyone that is going through that right now, and I decided to do this just as a word of encouragement. So when I was talking about when I was giving my speech, okay, in my previous videos I've talked about TB symptoms. I'm going to leave the links in my description below. Of course, one of them is intense. If you start coughing, if you have a persistent cough, we say you should just go and get checked for TB. If you're having night sweats, fatigue, pain in your joints, getting tired easily, so those are some of the symptoms. So when I was giving my speech and I mentioned some of those symptoms that I was experiencing, like I said, I relived that moment again. And so most okay, one of my most okay my most the symptom that I had back then is having to cough to an extent that you cannot construct a single or a complete sentence because you're coughing too much. But I think for me the physical symptoms were not so bad, like the one I'm talking about, stigma, not having to tell anyone about it. I think it also affects someone mentally, because you're afraid of telling people about it. When people learn about it, they actually shun you because they're afraid that you're going to infect them. Because what most people don't know is, once an infected person has been put on treatment, after taking their medication, then they're no longer contagious. So there is no need to actually stigmatize them. And then people, what they don't realize, other people, is that TB, of course, is airborne. Anyone can get it. So stigmatizing people is usually not necessary. Okay, so I'll go back to my the symptoms that I was talking about today. Like, I remembered that time, and that is why like I said I'm doing this video, because I remember that time, and I would really hate for someone to go through what I went through, especially mentally. Okay, so that is why I do most of these videos, but this one is specifically to encourage you. I know I got infected with TB when I was in my undergraduate. uh of course, I was in campus. Okay, that is why I got infected. And I know there could be other students, other young people. You could be in college or you're in university, and you infected with TB and you're suffering from it silently, because clearly you cannot tell people about it. I am here to encourage you. So I was there. I went through the symptoms. I experienced the stigma firsthand, and I just want to tell you that everything is going to be okay in the end, because TB is not a death sentence. No, okay? TB is totally curable. So the moment you go to the hospital and you get diagnosed with TB, they're going to start you on medication. So medication for TB is free. So that is one thing that you should know. It is free. So if you go to the hospital and get diagnosed and you're given the medication, so I did mine for 6 months. If you're told to do for 6 months, kindly do it, because when you do, you're going to get better, like I did. So I went for 6 months and I got better. Okay, so if you have been diagnosed, if you're starting on treatment, kindly make sure that you adhere to that. If you are continuing with your treatment, kindly make sure that you finish. You're going to be okay. I just want to encourage you. I mean, look at me, guys. I am okay. I was there. I know how difficult it can be, how difficult it can get, but I just wanted to let you know that once you finish the medication, everything is going to be okay, and you're going to continue with your life like normal. You're going to get back on track eventually. Okay, so this was mostly about, encouraging you, anyone, or if you know someone that has TB, you don't have to be the one infected. If you know someone that has TB, you should treat them properly. Okay, do not, shun them or stigmatize them. They're already going through a lot. They don't have to go through it mentally. And like I said, you're not going to be infected with someone that has TB that is already on medication. Okay, and then if you are maybe experiencing any of those symptoms, kindly do not, be afraid to go to a hospital to get, to get tested. Okay, don't be afraid of the test. There is nothing painful or about TB test. No, there's not. It's just like a normal test. You just go down, they maybe take your sputum, and then they test it, and then if you are positive or they see that you have TB, you're just going to get started on your tablets. Okay, so the sooner that you go to the hospital, the less that your condition is going to be. Okay, so mine, like, I was detected when I was like 2.5 months, almost 3 months, so my condition had deteriorated. Okay, like, my body had already weakened a lot, which would not have been the case if I had, been diagnosed earlier, or I had gone to the hospital earlier. So if you experience a cough that is not going away, and all those symptoms that I mentioned, kindly just go to a nearby public or private hospital. Either of them is going to help you get tested, get started on medication, so that you can feel better and go on with your life. Okay, so like I said, TB is curable. TB can be treated. If you're one of the affected person, I just want to encourage you that you got this. If you're not an affected person, encourage and help and support anyone that you see needs that kind of help. So guys, when I am more organized, I am going, of course, to do another detailed video, because like I said, when I talked about my experience today, it really took me back like 2 years ago, and I could see myself, coughing. I could see myself feeling so much pain in my joint. I could see myself sweating. I could remember the weakness that I was feeling at that point. It all came back, and I want to talk about it more, and I want to encourage more people more, because like I say, I would not want anyone to go through that on their own. Okay, so I'm going to do a video on that, so kindly make sure that you subscribe. I leave links to videos that I've already done on TB. So that is it for today. Thank you so much for being part of this channel. Make sure that you give this video a like. If you have any question on TB, kindly comment in the comment section below, or I'm going to leave my email, the one that you can link with me. That is, if you're an affected person that needs just someone to talk about it, I'm going to leave it there. Okay, so that is all. I will see you in my next video. Bye bye.